Guys, we have finally got the Avengers Doomsday trailer. It released this morning, and I was unaware. I think the cool thing was usually I'm on top of this type of stuff, like trailers being released and whatnot, but this caught me off guard because I thought we were going to get it later. And I found out this morning. I didn't even find out on my phone. I wasn't even aware, but this trailer dropped and I was on the way to work and my buddy told me, "Hey, have you seen the trailer?" I'm like, "No way. Did the trailer really drop?" But it did. And man, it was a great first trailer. And this is my review for the Avengers Doomsday trailer. So I will talk about the things that I see and the things I like about the trailer. So starting off, I just wanted to point out what really stood out the most about the trailer. It's obviously, I think, the vibe and atmosphere of the trailer, the serious tone, they explain, hey, something was coming, and the threat of Doom himself and what that means for all the characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and the Wakandans. All of these heroes and groups, they all have to come together, and Thor narrates the majority of the trailer, basically telling everybody, we have to get together, y'all have to stop squabbling and arguing, there's a bigger threat. And basically he told them, I seen friends much stronger than all of us combined all die to lesser threats that I'm not scared of less than Doom. He's referring obviously to Doom, and it's very interesting. And I love the tone of Thor. I think they nailed the more serious tone that I think most of us love from Thor. If he has some comedic moments, that's fine, but I think the previous films, they totally destroyed Thor, just making him a comedic relief. And some other scenes and shots that completely had me going crazy was that scene of Shang-Chi versus Gambit, just showing us that, yo, my boy Shang-Chi with the 10 rings has come back. And who's a better sparring partner for him than Gambit with his staff and his cards he uses? And that scene was epic. There's no doubt in my mind that scene is gonna be incredible on the big screen. Also, the scene everybody's gonna talk about is the scene where we see Thor all lightning charged up with Stormbreaker. He jumps up and attacks Doctor Doom with the full power of Stormbreaker. And to put in perspective, and I believe they did this on purpose to show the power scaling of Doctor Doom, is that in the Avengers Infinity War, Thor almost killed Thanos with Stormbreaker, and Thanos had all the Infinity Gauntlets and he couldn't stop Thor from hitting him in the chest and almost killing him with Stormbreaker. But Doctor Doom, and you also have to keep in mind, previously Thor threw Stormbreaker, and with just the power of Stormbreaker and the momentum itself was able to strike Thanos, even trying to stop it with the full power of the Infinity Gauntlet. But Doctor Doom, just by himself, stopped Stormbreaker. Not just the power of Stormbreaker, but Thor attacking right at the head. He learned to go for the head with his full force of Thor himself, and the fact that it's Stormbreaker. We know how powerful that weapon is. All of that together just to get stopped with 2 fingers from Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom stops it. Dude, what are you doing here? You don't belong in the big leagues. And that was obviously the big moment of the trailer. The other shots that also had me excited was the shot where we see, obviously the Cyclops shot is always one of the most iconic shots that I've ever seen, of him just going all out with this optic blast with explosions in the background and signals. That is hands down still one of the best shots I've seen from anything. And there's a few more moments, the last moment in the trailer, obviously, when you see Thor walking with Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. So he gets Mjolnir. It's not the broken one, it's like the repaired, just normal Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. And then you see him stop, and Steve Rogers is behind him. He says, "Hey buddy," and he holds out Mjolnir for Steve to take it, and Steve Rogers summons Mjolnir in his hand, and that's the end of the trailer. We have heard these scenes and these events before, but seeing all of this happen in full HD quality is really great. And like I said, I was not expecting us to get this trailer today, so we did get something pretty special. I'm very curious to see how many views that this trailer gets within the next few days. Also, the other thing I want to point out about this trailer is I didn't know who was talking in the beginning of the trailer. You hear this ominous voice with an accent, and I did think that could be Doom. Is it Doom? I don't know who that is, but I did find out that it is Dr. Doom doing the beginning voiceover. So that's our first time that we're hearing Dr. Doom talk, and that's very interesting. I think he sounds very good. Obviously, it makes sense for him to have a accent because he's from Latveria, like this place. So it makes sense for him to sound different. And I'm just curious to see overall how they pull this movie off. But from everything I've seen, I'm really enjoying. And let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what y'all think of the Avengers Doomsday trailer. I had to make a full video for this trailer, so I hope you guys enjoyed me ranting on about this. The next video, guys, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, and let me know your thoughts. Till next video, Chino out.